larger network in the Southeast on News 13 News Weather Now.
Right now, a carjacking suspect shot and killed by an Orlando police officer, and the search continues for more suspects. Plus, a major undercover operation ends in several arrests of adults who are allegedly trying to meet children for sex. Hear how they were caught. And President Barack Obama is talking about the troubles at the Department of Veterans Affairs. He says any misconduct will not be tolerated.
From News 13, the latest breaking news, county by county coverage, plus weather on the ones. This is your Midday News Weather Now.
Good afternoon. Good to be with you. I'm Christine Webb in for Jackie. First off this hour, as always, we need to talk about the weather. It's been hot out there, but get ready for even warmer temperatures. Let's get the latest details right now with this exclusive Weather on the Ones forecast.
Plenty of sunshine upon us for this Wednesday afternoon, kind of like in this photo from Port Canaveral. Thank you, John, for sharing another great photo with us, and we invite you to do the same, especially given the beautiful weather that we have today. Phone cam 13 at mynews13.com is the address that you can send those photos to. High pressure dominant across southeastern United States, giving us sunshine and warm temperatures for today. Not a whole lot to show you on Storm Tracker 13 as we go in for a closer look. We'll be talking about rain chances gradually returning to the forecast. Really the big story, the warm up. Stay tuned for details on that coming up at 11 minutes past the hour.
Right now, still a lot of questions this afternoon after Orlando police shoot and kill a suspect. SWAT teams were then called in to look for two other suspects who ran away from the scene. Now, this all started as an armed carjacking on the 4500 block of College Drive around 2 o'clock this morning. News 13's Natalie Tolomeo joins us right now from the scene. And Natalie, that's where SWAT officers posted up?
Yeah, it is. And if I step out of the way, we'll give you a better look at that house, the second home here on the street. Neighbors tell me it has been vacant for quite some time now. But around 2:30 this morning, officials say a delivery man was trying to drop off pizza or chicken at this house when three men, all armed with guns, came running towards him from the back of the home. This is the delivery man's car officials say three gunmen carjacked. The delivery man ran a block to South Ivy Lane where he flagged down an Orlando police officer for help. Cops caught up with the delivery man's car in the neighborhood, and on Malibu Street, officers say the suspect behind the wheel rammed a police cruiser. Then all three suspects got out and tried to run away when something happened.
Our officers were confronted with a deadly force situation and discharged their service weapons, striking one of the suspects, and that suspect is deceased on scene.
The other two suspects made a run for it. Grieving family members came to the scene this morning. Neighbors say gunshots woke them up.
And it was 20 to 30 rounds. A lot of gunfire.
Hours later, a SWAT standoff just a couple of blocks away. Orange County SWAT teams surrounded the home neighbors say is vacant. It's where the armed carjacking call initially came in, where witnesses also said they heard gunshots. Evidence shows that gunfire, but when SWAT officers went in, no one was inside. Right now, detectives are working to see if the three suspects from the carjacking placed a fake call for the late night snack.
To lure someone out here to carjack them, to rob them, I wouldn't imagine that they weren't thinking about that. So that's a consideration, I'm sure.
Okay. Now, everything that happened here this morning has resulted in a multi-agency investigation. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is handling the initial armed carjacking call that came from this home. Orlando Police also investigating. They're handling the shooting part of this as well, and what happened on Malibu Street. Investigators with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement are now looking into that officer-involved shooting. Reporting on scene in Orlando, I'm Natalie Tolomeo, News 13.
New this afternoon and caught on tape, a massive sex predator sweep ends with at least 14 people behind bars. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office partnered up with nearly a dozen law enforcement agencies on the cyber sting operation dubbed Operation Spring Cleaning. News 13's Jason Wheeler is in DeLand for us, where the sheriff just talked about that sting. Jason?
Yeah, Christine, you mentioned those 14 arrests made in this particular operation. This is the third such cyber sting operation the Volusia County Sheriff's Office has conducted since 2011. 38 arrests were made in 2 previous stings. By now, you know how all this works. Undercover investigators go online, posing as children or parents offering their children up to predators. A decoy house in DeBerry was rigged with cameras, and they were rolling when the men showed up to meet this purported child. I want to show you one of those videos. This is 51-year-old Brian McCree of Jacksonville. He's a former law enforcement officer, having worked for the Nassau County, Putnam County, and Jacksonville Sheriff's offices. As Sheriff Ben Johnson says, very little surprises him when they run these operations.
You stop and look at it. This could be your neighbor, your friend. It walks in all walks of life. You know, we have law enforcement. We've seen preachers. We've seen a little bit of everybody involved in it. So you don't know who it may be, but we're going after them.
The McCree case is especially troubling to Sheriff Johnson, not only because he used to be in law enforcement. McCree also had a thumb drive with dozens of child pornographic images on it. They believe they may be previous victims because McCree had already established a folder for his latest encounter, this time here in Volusia County. Reporting on scene in DeLand, Jason Wheeler, News 13.
The father who allegedly kidnapped his own daughter and took her to Mexico is back in Central Florida. Deputies say Aaron Cox took the then 8-year-old Kara Cox back in 2009. Kara's mother, Jody Brochert, had custody of the child, but Aaron had visitation rights. Deputies had no leads for years until finally last week a tip led them to the father and daughter in Mexico. They were living under different names. Aaron had been in Miami since last weekend, but was extradited from there overnight and is now in the Volusia County Jail. He's being held on no bond. A soldier from St. Cloud who had been missing for 2 years will be laid to rest next week. Private First Class Kelly Bordeaux was found dead in a wooded area in Fayetteville, North Carolina. She had been reporting missing 2 years ago after leaving a bar there. Her family says a funeral has been scheduled for Saturday, May 31st. It'll take place at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the Cornerstone Church in St. Cloud. The service will be open to the public. 27-year-old Nicholas Holbert was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in Bordeaux's death. He worked at the bar, and witnesses say he gave Bordeaux a ride home that night. He's being held in jail with no bond and is due back in court next month.
3, 2, 1, liftoff.
We are just a day away from another rocket launch from the Space Coast. An Atlas V rocket will carry a classified intelligence satellite into space. It launches tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock. We'll bring you live coverage of the launch right here on News 13. And join us at mynews13.com for a launch chat starting tomorrow morning at 7. The sales tax in Seminole County is going up. Voters narrowly approved a 1-cent sales tax last night, and as you can see, the vote was close, 52 to 48% in favor of the tax referendum. The extra penny is expected to generate $63 million of revenue each year. Seminole's current sales tax is 6%, the lowest in Central Florida. Starting January 1st, though, that increases to 7%. The increase will last for 10 years. County commissioners say the money will pay for schools, stormwater, and road projects. President Barack Obama addresses the troubles at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Right now, the VA is under scrutiny following allegations that as many as 40 veterans may have died while awaiting treatment at a Phoenix hospital. There are also allegations that the hospital staff, at the instruction of administrators, kept a secret list of patients waiting for appointments to hide delays in care. Here's what the president had to say about this scandal.
Anybody found to have manipulated or falsified records at VA facilities has to be held accountable. The Inspector General at the VA has launched investigations into the Phoenix VA and other facilities, and some individuals have already been put on administrative leave.
Now, before the press conference, the president met with Secretary of Veterans Affairs Eric Shinseki, who lawmakers want to resign. However, the president continues to have confidence in Shinseki. Make sure you stay with News 13 as we work to bring you more information as this story continues to unfold. Port Canaveral is hoping to use trains to help grow its cargo business. This week, the Port Authority will brief community members on a plan to bring rail to the port. As News 13's Jerry Hume reports, the plan could create thousands of jobs.
Port Canaveral is dredging the channel to make it wider and deeper for ships, including cargo vessels. The hope is bigger ships with more goods on board will dock here at Port Canaveral. And in order for those goods to get to their final destination, the port wants rail. They say connecting rail to Port Canaveral will create 5,000 jobs within 5 to 7 years and up to 15,000 jobs in 10 to 15 years. It's why the port is trying to move forward with the $65 million on-dock rail program. The port is hoping to grow its already growing cargo business by allowing shippers to dock on the north side cargo area and transporting its goods by freight train to the Florida East Coast Railway. But in order to do so, the port will have to use 17 miles of track inside the Kennedy Space Center and extend them 11 miles to the port. Because of security issues, NASA is hesitant, but they're cooperating with the proposal. The port is hosting a community awareness rail briefing tomorrow at the Maritime Center at both 9 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. is a chance to learn more about the rail plan. It could take some time to get rail connectivity as the port works with NASA on the plan. In the meantime, the port is also looking at hauling cargo on barges to the Florida East Coast Railway near South Titusville. In Port Canaveral, Jerry Hume, News 13.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
All week long, we've been talking about the low humidity, the comfortable temperatures, but with a big warm up on the horizon. That's about here. We have the dry air in place for now, but we will start to tap into more humidity, making it feel more uncomfortable. But as for the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, high pressure centering itself across the southeastern U.S. and across the across the Florida Peninsula. So bottom line, that means a dry forecast, great for all your outdoor plans today. And you'll want to find a way to cool off in the next couple of days, maybe headed out to the water. Beautiful this morning. Check out those dolphins that were just floating on by in the water at Port Canaveral. So very nice video there. Beautiful sunshine. Again, today the low humidity, lighter winds. Things start to change tomorrow. These are your feels like temperatures for Thursday, because as we tap into more humidity, we're going to drive those feels like temperatures up. So as we forecast highs tomorrow, that will be crossing 90 degrees. This is what it's going to feel like tomorrow afternoon. By lunchtime, mid to upper 80s, and then you see it by 4 o'clock. It's going to feel more like 94 degrees. So enjoy today while it lasts, because our dew points will be fairly comfortable, and our temperatures will actually be a little bit below the average. That comes out to 89 degrees for today. That's the typical high. When you take all the temperatures from the past 30 years on this date, comes out to 89. We'll be above that certainly the next few days, and we'll stay away from that record today, going back to 1908. Plan on lots of sunshine, just a few scattered afternoon clouds with readings in the upper 80s for the I-4 corridor, and some neighborhoods make it up to 90 like Ocala. We'll still have a light breeze off the water, so that will keep coastal locations a little bit cooler for today. Tonight, mainly clear. One more comfortable night before we see those overnight lows start to rise later on the week, and there are those warmer high temperatures for your Thursday. At the beaches today, the rip current threat is not as high as yesterday, but still use caution in the water. We'll have those onshore winds, UV index up to a 10 on the UV scale. Got your tides right here, and I'll be back with a look at your 7-day outlook too, talking about your holiday weekend forecast. That's on the way at 21 past, but right now, Storm Tracker 13.
The Sunshine State is about to become the country's 3rd most populous state, and that means more people on the roadways. The bad news is the government is running out of money to build new roads to help handle all that traffic. We'll tell you what that means for future projects like expanding I-4 and how some say the problem can be resolved. Stay right there. You're watching News 13 only on Bright House Networks.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Florida Dental Implants. New teeth now.
The Memorial Day sale is on now at Mattress One. For a limited time, purchase any size mattress set, king, queen, or full, for the price of a twin size set. Any size 8-inch Serta memory foam set, only $4.99. Any size Simmons Bay Avenue Eurotop set, just $6.99. More brands, more sizes, all at twin size prices. Plus pay 0 interest for 5 years and get free express delivery during the Memorial Day sale. Mattress One, the largest selection of brand name mattresses at the lowest prices. Visit mattress1.com to find a store near you.
I wake up, I turn on News 13, and I get my weather.
I use it as a tool for me to get the kids out of the door.
6 in the morning or 7 at night.
The weather, you want to see if it's going to rain.
We'll show you where they're headed with Storm Tracker 13.
The graphics are phenomenal.
Because that really shows you how it's going to move throughout the city during the day.
You really feel like you know what's going on and they know what they're talking about, and you trust it.
We love Channel 13.
We love News 13 weather.
Keep doing what you guys do.
Welcome to the Flooring Center, Central Florida's premier flooring store since 1985. Visit our showrooms and find the perfect carpet for your home. We carry an extensive collection of Karastan and Mohawk carpets at the most affordable price, no gimmicks. That's our pledge. Right now during National Karastan Month, enjoy our best Karastan prices of the year and earn cash back up to $1,000 on all Karastan purchases. Visit us at one of our 3 convenient locations, I-4 north of Lee Road, the Marketplace at Dr. Phillips, or Canal Street in New Smyrna Beach. The Flooring Center, beautiful flooring from our family to yours.
If there's one truth in this life, you can't escape your demons. I thought I hung my tire chains up for good, but I can't shake this bad feeling that I haven't seen the last of my old friend.
Experience the legendary Audi Quattro at Audi North Orlando today.
Track storms coast to coast with Storm Tracker 13, part of the largest outdoor network in the Southeast. On News 13, News Weather Now. This lottery update is brought to you by Todd Miner, attorney at law. Injured in a car accident? Get the help of a former insurance attorney.
Believe it or not, even more General Motors vehicles have been recalled. GM has now added more than 200,000 subcompact cars to its growing list. This new recall includes the 2004 to 2008 Chevrolet Aveo cars. GM says the daytime running light module in the dashboard can overheat, melt, and cause fires. The automaker plans to fix that problem as soon as possible, but isn't providing any further details. This is GM's 29th recall of the year, bringing the total number of vehicles to almost 14 million. Of course, the largest recall stemmed from a deadly ignition switch problem. Thanks to phenomenal growth, Florida is about to become the nation's 3rd most populous state. But with more people comes more problems, and increased traffic is near the top of that list. The state's been working hard to build new roads to handle all that traffic. But there's a catch. The Federal Highway Trust Fund that supplies almost 1/3 of Florida's road dollars is set to run out of money within 3 months. State transportation leaders say Florida has enough cash on hand to finish projects already underway. But long-planned mega projects like expanding I-4 and I-75 would be impossible to tackle without that federal help. Transportation advocates say the easiest way to come up with that money is to raise the gas tax. But that's something congressional Republican leaders oppose, saying drivers are taxed far too high as it is. Right now, the Federal Highway Trust Fund is also facing a looming shortfall of $9 billion.
Sunny and warm today with some fairly low humidity, but the humidity is going to climb, and so will the temperatures, just in time for the long holiday weekend. I'll explain all the details coming up in your Weather on the Ones.
Track storms coast to coast with Storm Tracker 13, part of the largest outdoor network in the Southeast. On News 13, News Weather Now.
Mark your calendars for McDonald's Deal Days. Mondays, enjoy a Big Mac for just $2. Tuesdays, it's $2 10-piece Chicken McNuggets. And Wednesdays, it's a classic Quarter Pounder with cheese for just $2. A deal for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Hey, it's me, Jim, from Bright House. I'm around every day installing and maintaining the services that make your life easier. You got a question about your service? Our customer care reps are there for you 24/7. On your computer and need help? Hit us up on an online chat. We're ready to help you in an instant. And you can drop in on one of our many customer care centers conveniently located in your community. So call us, chat us, tweet us, see us. We're always here for you. Bright House Networks. It's just what a friend would do.
I'm Roland Munns.
I'm Rainier Munns. Together, as parents of 18 children, we know firsthand the importance of teaching our kids key values to help them become successful in life.
For nearly a century, Boy Scouts of America has provided programs to help young people build character and positive friendships, but most importantly, lifelong values.
To learn more, visit scouting.org and let the adventure begin.
I'm Mark Nation. I'm not your typical trial lawyer. Former law enforcement, proud supporter of all our constitutional freedoms, conservative. When I meet with new clients, they often tell me that they never thought they'd need a lawyer, or that they're not the type of people who sue. But then, the unexpected happens. Whether it's an injury claim or wrongful death, if these are the values you're looking for, I'm your lawyer. Call 1-800-NATION-LAW, the Nation Law Firm, to protect and serve.
Mark your calendars for McDonald's Deal Days. Mondays, enjoy a Big Mac for just $2. Tuesdays, it's $2 10-piece Chicken McNuggets. And Wednesdays, it's a classic Quarter Pounder with cheese for just $2. A deal for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Breaking news happening right now on News 13.
News 13. News, weather, now. Exclusively on Bright House Networks. Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
21 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday afternoon. Great looking day up ahead of us. Humidity starting to rise along with the temperatures, but I'd say today probably be pretty comfortable compared to what's ahead for the upcoming weekend. The Candy Atlantis cam showing those blue skies with just a couple of fair weather clouds on the corner of your screen there. Not the type of clouds to produce any rain. Too dry for that today. We're going to leave it out of the forecast. So if you're going to be out and about at the KSC Visitor Complex, no concerns weather-wise there. Not going to be as breezy today as what we had the past couple of days as high pressure strengthens across Florida. We see that on Storm Tracker 13. Very little activity showing up, if at all, in terms of the radar. Winds will be coming in out of the east for the most part today, gradually shifting and turning to the south over the next few days, helping to pump in warmer, more humid air. The storm track stays to the north, so for your travel weather today, anywhere along this boundary may be facing showers, thunderstorms, and potentially severe weather. It's a pretty stagnant weather pattern. It really hasn't changed much since yesterday. These were the same places that were impacted. That severe threat actually has expanded, extending from Denver all the way out to Washington, D.C. So travel any of those airports could be impacted. And actually, you can see on this map right here that the ridge kind of outlines that storm threat underneath the influence of high pressure. Just too dry, too stable for any widespread convection and certainly any severe weather. So rain stays out of the forecast for us today, letting Storm Tracker 13 unwind throughout the afternoon. It barely picks up on any clouds. If any form, they're only going to be scattered. Tonight, mostly clear and comfortable, and then we start to see the temperatures warm up. Upper 80s today with your forecast in writing. Scattered afternoon clouds. Your pollen forecast brought to you by Trial Pro. The Trial Professionals does indicate that dry weather because that's going to keep the pollen levels pretty uniform through Thursday. They'll start to come down Friday as the winds come down as well. Onto your 7-day outlook, and this does show that warm up. Upper 80s for Wednesday, lower 90s for Thursday. Now today it is going to feel like the actual air temperature, if not a little bit below that, as we focus on your comfort zone index, feeling like 87 degrees today. today. Again, that is the result of the lower dew points, but that's about to change as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look at that forecast high of 94 for Orlando. Remember how I was saying coastal locations have been a little bit cooler lately? They have been spared the heat. Well, that's about to change. They will cross 90 in Melbourne and in Daytona Beach on Friday. Not too far off from the existing records, but the forecast readings should be a little bit below that. Not just Friday, but on Saturday, 95 degrees. We'll leave rain out of the forecast. Really no chance to cool off then from any rain. However, Sunday and Monday, scattered afternoon showers, and that coincides with your holiday. But most of the time is going to be dry. See you again with more weather on the ones in less than 10 minutes. For right now, Storm Tracker 13.
As you probably know, Florida's beaches are a huge draw to tourists all around the globe. News 13's Greg Pallone is in our Brevard County newsroom with details about how one local beach is getting some national recognition.
Brevard County gets props for its latest beach renourishment project, one of only 4 nationally recognized. The American Shore and Beach Preservation Association has awarded the North Reach area winners of its 2014 Best Restored Beach Award. The group points to the 9.4 miles of repaired shoreline in the Cape Canaveral Cocoa Beach area, once eroded by the storms of 2004 and 2012. Of sand costing some $15 million tax revenues. Brevard touts a yearly $1.6 billion economic impact with its beach tourism. In the Brevard County newsroom, Greg Pallone, News 13.
In today's health headlines, germs on planes. A lot of people are planning to travel for this Memorial Day weekend, and if you are flying, you should watch out. A new study shows just how long those germs can survive on airplanes. Auburn University looked at how long potentially deadly bacteria, E. coli and MRSA, can live on the surfaces of those planes. Researchers found that bacteria live the longest on seat pockets, armrests, and leather seats, with MRSA lasting nearly a week. As for E. coli, it was found hanging out on tray tables and toilet handles for at least 3 days. If this has your skin crawling, there is a way to stay safe. Experts say make sure you use hand sanitizer and sanitary wipes to wipe down everything, even your hands. Plus, a new report from the American Association for Cancer Research says by the year 2030, lung, pancreas, and liver cancer will be the top cancer killers in the United States. Lung cancer is already the top overall killer, but pancreatic and liver cancer will surpass other cancers. Right now, researchers say the second most dangerous is breast cancer for women, prostate cancer for men. The third is colorectal cancer for both. Overall, the rate of cancer-related deaths has declined because of improved screenings and treatment options. Remember, for the latest health headlines anytime, all you need to do is head on over to our website right now at mynews13.com/health.
We've had some pretty warm and comfortable afternoons. That is about to change as heat and humidity return to the forecast for Central Florida in time for the holiday weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your Weather on the Ones.
Topping the headlines this morning.
You're watching News 13, only available to Bright House Networks customers.
Police are on alert. Breaking news happening right now on News 13.
News 13. News, weather, now. Exclusively on Bright House Networks.
Jim waited his whole life to buy this car, and thanks to Orlando Federal Credit Union, his dream came true. You see, the dealership made it easy to drive away in the car he wanted, but the financing, not so great. Orlando Federal Credit Union helped Jim refinance his car, and for $50 less a month. So now Jim has a little extra gas money to take his best girl out for a joyride. Apply today. Orlando Federal Credit Union, because you're more than just money to us.
If your family likes streaming HD movies, you'll all love Bright House Network's Lightning 90 high-speed internet. With 50% more bandwidth and speeds up to 90 megabits per second, you can stream multiple HD movies at the same time. Enjoy a new release in one room while the kids stream their latest favorite in another. It's easy when you've got Lightning 90. So say bye-bye to buffering and hello to Lightning 90. Find out more at brighthouse.com/lightning.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Claremont Nissan. Save thousands off MSRP on new Nissan Altima, Sentra, Versa, Quest, and Frontier models. And every new Nissan includes 2 years scheduled maintenance. Save up to $6,700 on new Nissan models or get 0% financing. Call, click, or drive to the all-new Claremont Nissan. You are smart for a reason at ClaremontNissan.com. Highway 50 in Claremont.
At Mystic, every stone tells a story of timeless natural beauty, a story told with color, texture, and movement, a story from every part of the world that will be told in your home. At Mystic Granite and Marble, we have thousands of stories. Which stone tells your story? Which one belongs in your home? Choose your stone at Mystic Granite and Marble in Orlando, where earth becomes art.
Breaking news happening right now on News 13.
News 13. News, weather, now. Exclusively on Bright House Networks.
Right now, we are learning more about why a suspended Expressway Authority board member was charged with bribery. Hear how he allegedly tried to get his friend's work and why more indictments could be on the way. Plus, could a local Air Force base be working on a suit of armor similar to that of a comic book character, Iron Man? We're going to have the latest details straight ahead for you. And the Orlando Magic's $200 million entertainment complex is another step closer to reality. Hear from Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer and find out what's next in this process.
From News 13, the latest breaking news, county by county coverage, plus weather on the ones. This is your Midday News Weather Now.
Good afternoon. Glad you're with us right here on News 13 this afternoon. I'm Christine Webb in for Jackie. We will get to all those stories for you in just a moment. But first, it is another hot one out there today throughout Central Florida. And get ready. It's only going to get hotter. Let's get the latest details right now in your exclusive Weather on the Ones forecast.
If you slept in and missed this morning's sunrise, it was a gorgeous one. We had numerous viewer photos coming in, and this one from Twitter. Thank you, Cheryl, out at Paradise Beach this morning, capturing a gorgeous start to the day. We can accept your photos via Twitter anytime at MyNews13 Weather, so please send those along to us as you are out enjoying the warmer temperatures today. But it doesn't stop there. We continue to drive those temperatures up along with the humidity. Mid-90s will be upon us later on the week. I'll also be talking about some minimal rain chances in your holiday weekend forecast. Stay tuned for details on that. We'll be going county by county next, though, at 41 past the hour.
We're learning more about the case against a suspended Expressway Authority board member accused of bribery. According to 543 pages of court documents, Scott Batterson is accused of offering a multi-million-dollar consulting contract as a bribe in return for some of his friends getting hired. The grand jury indicted the suspended Orlando Orange County Expressway Authority board member last month on 3 felony charges of bribery by a public servant. After allegedly being offered that contract, Mark Callahan, a consultant with CH2M Hill, says Batterson told him, quote, "If we do that, there may be some folks that I want you to consider putting on your team." Callahan told investigators he was under the impression that folks were Batterson's friends. Batterson is due back in court in July. The grand jury is expected to meet again next month, and State Attorney Jeff Ashton says more indictments could be coming soon. Meanwhile, Governor Rick Scott has confirmed he will sign a bill into law that will change the Orlando Orange County Expressway Authority into a regional transportation agency. The bill will create the Central Florida Expressway Authority, or CFX, and it will include Seminole, Lake, Orange, and Osceola counties. The agency will have 9 governing board members. 4 will be appointed by the heads of the counties. The governor will appoint 3, and the mayors of Orange County and City of Orlando will appoint 2 members. We continue our county-by-county coverage right now in Osceola County, where an investigation is right now underway after a car crashed into a Kissimmee backyard, narrowly missing the swimming pool. This is video Sky 13 shot. You can see the broken fence and the car sitting on the side of the pool right behind the back wall of the house. Florida Highway Patrol says it happened on Lonesome Dove Drive just before 3 o'clock Tuesday. The driver told troopers he lost control because he thought his car was in a different gear. Now to Marion County, where a fire destroyed an elderly woman's mobile home. Crews responded to the home on Southwest 3rd Avenue in the Town and Country Mobile Home Park last night. The homeowner suffered minor injuries and was treated at the scene. The cause of this fire is still under investigation. And in Brevard County tonight, the town of Melbourne Beach could be one step closer to banning shark fishing from its beaches. Residents have complained for months about people fishing for sharks near swimmers and surfers. Well, many now want to ban shark fishing from certain areas in Melbourne Beach. Florida Fish and Wildlife can only regulate within the state. However, the town may regulate fishing if public safety is an issue. Town Commission will meet to discuss that issue tonight. Don't forget, for County by County news anytime, just visit our website, mynews13.com. Iron Man's suit is being worked on right here in Florida. The Marvel character's suit of armor is the inspiration behind the U.S. Special Operations Force's new suit. Now, the image you're looking at is simply an idea of what the suit could look like. The real-life suit would be able to monitor the user's vital signs, give him real-time battlefield information, and be bulletproof from head to toe. The only thing is, it doesn't fly. Well, it's called the Tactical Assault Light Operator Suit, or TALOS for short. Right now, it's being worked on at the MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa and should be done in the next 3 years. If you use eBay, you might want to listen up. You might want to change your password. The online retailer is the latest site to get hit by a cyber attack. The attackers stole some employee login credentials to get access to eBay's corporate network. Now, as of right now, the company says there is no evidence of any unauthorized activity, and there is no evidence any financial or credit card information was stolen. The database was hacked sometime between late February and early March. The company owns the online payment service PayPal, but as of now says there is no evidence PayPal was hacked. It's a pesky virus that's not life-threatening, but can put your voice out of commission for a few weeks. We're talking about laryngitis. Our Jackie Brockington went in depth with Dr. Timothy Hendricks to find out what causes laryngitis and how you can treat it.
If you have a scratchy or hushed voice right now, guess what? You're not alone. Central Care doctors around Central Florida have seen an increase in the number of patients complaining of laryngitis, something in my profession I cannot afford to have. Going in depth with us right now is Dr. Timothy Hendricks. He is with the Florida Hospital Central Care. Thanks so much. Some people would say I wish that I would get laryngitis and not talk so much, but what is laryngitis and how is it different from just a sore throat?
Well, laryngitis is an inflammation of the vocal cords, these folds of tissue that vibrate and allow us to speak. So when there's inflammation in those tissues, you're not going to be able to make the sounds for speech, which is different than a sore throat. So a sore throat's up higher in the back of the throat, it's burning, it's hurting, but it can be the same virus that can actually get down into the vocal cords and cause that hoarseness. So some people will start with cold symptoms and lose their voice, or some people will just lose their voice as the infection settles into the vocal cords. Okay, so what are some of the complications that one might encounter with laryngitis? Well, generally it'll pass. It takes 1 to 3 weeks. Most people by the second or third day are panicked and they're coming in, they want their voice back, but given time it'll come back. The risk is that it can go on to causing inflammation if you try to continue to strain to use your voice. You know, you can cause hemorrhaging and irritation to the cords that'll take longer to heal, possibly scarring, but generally it passes with time. Is that the same thing as if you go to a sporting event or something and you're screaming, and then I find the next day I have no voice? Have you strained? Is that laryngitis? Same thing. Same inflammation that sets in, but it's not being caused by a virus at this time. It's caused by overuse. You can do the same thing from coughing too much or straining with your voice, and hacking and retching, that type of thing will cause inflammation and strain of the vocal cords.
So what can you do?
Don't use your voice.
Okay, just
plain and simple.
Just don't do anything.
Yeah, and even whispering can cause a strain on the vocal cords. So like any type of injury, you want to rest it, you want to give it time to heal, because as you continue to talk and use your voice, those vocal cords are going to be bouncing back and forth as you talk. They're not going to be allowed to heal up. So best thing is to talk as little as possible for a week to 2 weeks until it heals up.
All right, and of course that's one of those things that's not, you can't pass it on from person to person.
Well, it is a virus. So if you have viral, if you're coughing, sneezing, that type of thing, you need to take the standard precautions and cover your mouth and face, wash your hands frequently, etc.
Okay, with everything going around, washing that hands is tantamount to staying healthy.
Exactly.
I think soap sales have gone up.
Yeah, soap and hand sanitizer.
Okay, as always, Dr. Timothy Hendricks with Florida Hospital Central Care. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
The city of Orlando has filed a suit against the church that's located on a piece of land where they want to build a new soccer stadium for the Orlando City Lions. Faith Deliverance Church sits on the property at the corner of Church and Paramore, not far from the Amway Center. The city had offered the church $1.5 million for the property, but the church countered and asked for $30 million. The property is valued at around $700,000. The city is now suing the church using eminent domain, which allows the city to take private property for public use. Faith Deliverance Church has not commented publicly on this lawsuit. Covering Orange County, where the Orlando Magic's $200 million entertainment complex is one step closer to reality. The Orlando Planning Board has approved the team's master plan for phase 1 of this project. This project will be another centerpiece for Orlando's sports and entertainment corridor on Church Street, from the Citrus Bowl to the Performing Arts Center.
We had always contemplated having a complementary development across from the Amway Center that has a big plaza that'll be a gathering space. And then secondarily, it's transit-oriented development. We've talked about development along the Sunrail line, so you're about 100 yards from the Sunrail station.
The Magic Entertainment Complex is slated to be a 2-phase project. It would include dining, hotel, and entertainment facilities in the area surrounding the Amway Center and what's now the Orlando Police Headquarters. The next step is a vote by the Orlando City Council, which could come sometime in June or July. Meanwhile, we now know the Orlando Magic will have the 4th and 12th overall picks in the NBA draft this year. The team found out Tuesday night during the draft lottery. The Cleveland Cavaliers will have the first pick, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Utah Jazz rounds out the top 5. Now, this year's draft is scheduled for Thursday, June 26th.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
We've been accustomed to onshore winds the past couple of days, and during the daytime hours, when we get that wind off the water, it keeps coastal locations a little bit cooler. That wind's starting to drop off today, not as gusty. It still may top 10 to 15 miles per hour at times. Interior sections between about 5 to 10 miles per hour as well. So coastal areas, you haven't been as warm this week as interior spots. That is about to change. I'll show you that in your county by county forecast. But here at 41 Past, we always talk about the marine forecast. Let's get a look at it. Sunshine with the light breeze, the long period swell on the water, but also the light chop on the intracoastal. I'd say that's a light chop right there. Very pleasant with that video from Port Canaveral earlier today. So east-northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, but they will be trailing off throughout the day as high pressure strengthens over the area, and that's indicated by the pressure trend, which is rising. Time to go county by county, as we always do here at 41 Past the Hour. We'll keep the coastal locations just a little bit cooler than interior spots like DeLand and Deltona, 85 and 86 respectively. Everyone enjoying sunshine today. Ample sun across Brevard County as well. 82 for the Cape, 83 for Cocoa, Titusville, 81. You will start to see the warming trend upon you by tomorrow. Mid to upper 80s across Osceola County. In fact, upper 80s more common, and a couple of neighborhoods may hit 90 degrees. Lots of sun, a couple of scattered afternoon clouds. Some fair weather clouds across Seminole County as well. Upper 80s, Sanford, 87 Winter Springs, and Altamont Springs at 88 degrees. One place that may hit 90 degrees being Ocala, across Marion County, a very warm afternoon. Low humidity for now, but it's starting to creep up. Tomorrow's when you're going to start to feel it, and especially by the weekend. On to Orange County as our last stop. Upper 80s for Ocoee, Dr. Phillips, and for Orlando. Average high this time of year is 89 degrees. We will exceed that starting tomorrow as we head into the holiday weekend. I'll have more on that coming up at 51 minutes past the hour, but right now let's get a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
All right, get ready this weekend. Join News 13's Scott Weiss as he kicks off our summer season. This Memorial Day weekend, Florida on a Tankful is going on a special summer road trip. From the Keys to the Panhandle, Scott takes you to the best vacation getaways all around the Sunshine State. Join Scott all weekend long for Florida on a Tankful summer road trip. He'll be hitting the roads Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at 7 p.m. right here on News 13.
Topping the headlines this morning.
You're watching News 13, only available to Bright House Networks customers.
Police are on alert.
Track storms coast to coast with Storm Tracker 13, part of the largest downpour network in the Southeast. On News 13, news, weather, now.
T-minus 10.
Meet a legend.
8.
One who flew in space 33 times.
5.
Who helped build the International Space Station.
2.
And saved the Hubble telescope.
0. Lift off.
The Space Shuttle Atlantis experience has launched. Now stand face to face with America's space legend and share her crew's experience through more than 60 educational space-age exhibits and simulators. It will change the way you look at the night sky forever.
It was such a simple thing to have done. When I realize it now, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long?
We've pioneered and perfected the New Teeth Now procedure. And after 15,000 successful implants, we're ready to give you a new smile in just one day.
Well, I will say this, I stopped dreaming as a result of my limitations. And now that I can be who I was and be who I know I can be, I'm dreaming again.
Learn more on Channel 973 Marketplace on Demand.
Hey, look at that!
Plumbing and septic problems are things we'd all like to avoid, but sometimes no matter how hard you try, you can't. The best way to make plumbing and septic problems a thing of the past is Total Septic. Total is available 24/7. We've been in business 4 generations, and you can rely on us. Give Total a call and we can put you on a maintenance schedule and you may never have to face a plumbing or septic problem again. If water runs through it, Total Septic can do it.
Don't wait to get started on your disability claim. Getting Social Security disability can take a long time. The faster you get started, the faster you can receive your benefits. PRW Disability can help. We can help you apply, and if you've been denied, we will appeal. Don't wait. Call PRW Disability today and take the expressway to receiving your disability benefits. Learn more at prwdisability.com.
Because you earned it all.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Closed captioning is brought to you by Bogan, Munz & Munz, a full-service law firm since 1979, with 10 offices to serve all your legal needs. BoganMunz.com.
Happening right now, the September 11th Memorial Museum opened its doors to the general public for the first time today. Victims' family members and first responders gathered for a dedication ceremony last week. They then got a chance to check out the museum before anyone else. The museum holds a number of items recovered from the World Trade Center, as well as the unidentified remains of some victims. Visitors will also find tributes to each of the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives at that site. The price to get in is $24. Hurricane season begins in less than 2 weeks, and emergency responders all across Central Florida are training just in case we get hit. For the next 2 days, Volusia County's Emergency Management Division will be taking part in a statewide hurricane exercise. County staff will work with state leaders to simulate how they would actually respond if a hurricane made landfall in Southwest Florida and then crossed over the state. Similar exercise took place yesterday in Orlando. Emergency managers practiced to see how they'd handle a hurricane if their operations center was shut down. There are also things that you can do safe if there is indeed a hurricane. .com, you'll find a checklist of what you should have in your storm kit. On a programming note, Bright House Business Services recently celebrated the success of local businesses by sponsoring a networking event like no other. 26 chambers of commerce nominated 150 businesses to pitch their business plan to inventors. Then, through a lengthy judging process, those businesses were narrowed down to 40 finalists. In the startup category, Bright House Business Services had 5 hopeful entrepreneurs pitch their ideas to a panel of judges for a chance to win up to $30,000 in production and advertising on Bright House. Called Pitch 6, this was the final phase for the Bright House Regional Business Awards. Now you can go to Bright House Network's local on-demand channel 999 to discover who the judges picked as the grand prize winner. Just look for the Pitch 6 title under the entertainment category.
All right, chef, so if we're gonna have gnocchi carbonara, you've got to pair it with vino because, you know, we're at a winery, right?
Absolutely.
It's happening. All right, you guys, I'm Allison Walker. Come on back to the Chef's Kitchen. We're joining you from Cooper's Hawk. Salute.
Track storms coast to coast with Storm Tracker 13, part of the largest Doppler network in the Southeast. On News 13, News Weather Now.
The Memorial Day sale is on now at Mattress One. For a limited time, purchase any size mattress set, king, queen, or full, for the price of a twin size set. Any size 8-inch Serta memory foam set, only $4.99. Any size Simmons Bay Avenue Eurotop set, just $6.99. More brands, more sizes, all at twin size prices. Plus pay 0 interest for 5 years and get free express delivery during the Memorial Day sale. Mattress One, the largest selection of brand name mattresses at the lowest prices. Visit mattress1.com to find a store near you.
Witness awesome high school championship baseball live on Bright House Sports Network. Tuesday at 4, 1A leads things off, followed by a 2A battle at 7:30. Thursday at 4, 5A fights for it all. Then at 7:30, get ready for a 6A showdown. Baseball state championships, Tuesday and Thursday beginning at 4, or stream it live on the web. Bright House Sports Network, Channel 47 and HD 1147. Your home for high school sports, exclusively on Bright House Networks.
If you ever want to know how reputable a jeweler is, just take a look at their diamond guarantees. At International Diamond Center, we offer 3 of the best in the business. Like our 90-day price protection guarantee. If you find a lower price on a diamond with the same specifications and grading, we'll not only match the price, but pay you 10% of the difference. It's our way of letting you shop with complete confidence. International Diamond Center. Better selection and value guaranteed.
I've been riding since I was a kid. I know bikes like the back of my hand. Now, I've opened my own shop. It's been a long time coming. Luckily, lots of custom jobs coming out of here. I'm getting orders from all over the country. Never thought I'd be online this much. But with Bright House, it's easy. They go fast, just like I do.
Bright House Network's business solutions. We've got tech covered.
Breaking news happening right now on News 13.
News 13. News Weather Now. Exclusively on Bright House Networks. Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
We're leading into Memorial Day weekend, often considered the unofficial start of summer, so I do think a lot of people will be headed to the beaches, and that'll be a good idea because you're going to want to cool off with the warmth and the humidity. You may find some relief by getting in the water, but the beaches are going to be warm too. St. Pete Beach in Pinellas County, the Tradewinds Beach Resort today looks like a good place to be with lots of sunshine, but our temperatures today are a little bit more comfortable than where they're going to be over the weekend. Let's head to the other coast now to Volusia County, New Smyrna Beach. Barbara sending in another beautiful photo from this morning. I know we've shown a lot of sunrise pictures, but how can you not when they look this great? And if you have a picture, if you're up early seeing a sunrise or of course a beautiful sunset, post on our Facebook wall, facebook.com/news13weather. Make sure you like us there. And check out some of the other photos that viewers have sent in, because we just don't have enough time to show them all. We've seen some beautiful ones lately, and thank you to everyone who has submitted them. On to Storm Tracker 13 from the national perspective, and we talk about travel weather here at 51 past. No concerns locally, but if you travel up to the north, anywhere from about Washington, D.C. back through Denver, anywhere along this boundary will be threatened by severe weather today. Even a tornado risk for parts of Colorado in the Front Range section and the northeastern plains. Yesterday they saw a lot of hail. Today it's going to be the same, but again, this includes a lot of big cities. Baltimore, just outside of Baltimore rather, Washington back towards Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, St. Louis, and on into Denver. So traveling anywhere in these yellow areas, it's just on the north of that ridge that's going to give us a very warm weather and of course keep us dry too, with that storm track staying well to our north for the time being. High temperatures today around the nation under the influence of high pressure, soaring into the upper 80s, near 90. You can even see the pink shaded areas in West Texas, western Oklahoma. Upper 90s will be possible there. Storm Tracker 13 back in Central Florida shows a very quiet scene. Again, that storm track is too far removed from us, so we're going to keep things really quiet here with a lack of rainfall, gradually shifting winds and high pressure settling in across Central Florida. And high pressure is the region of sinking air, and with air warming by compression, we tend to get into some very warm days when we get those strong ridges right over us, and that's about to happen. Upper 80s for today, your forecast in writing. Sunny and warm with scattered afternoon clouds, but no rain expected for today. Average high this time of year, it's 89 degrees, so we surpass that tomorrow and also on Friday. It's really Friday and Saturday that will have the hottest temperatures. We'll get into enough moisture in the afternoon for some late day showers Sunday and also Memorial Day. So at that point, our temperatures will start to drop a little bit. We'll keep that low rain chance in through next Tuesday, but it's not going to be raining throughout the entire holiday weekend. It's actually looking really nice for your outdoor plans despite the very warm temperatures. Remember, with the humidity, it's going to feel warmer than that 94, 95 that you see. I'll be back with more weather on the ones in less than 10 minutes. Right now, Storm Tracker 13.
All right, we are about to make you hungry, so get ready. If you were to Google a recipe for gnocchi, you'd probably get a million different versions. So with the help of Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant, we found one we think that you're gonna like. News 13's Allison Walker joins us right now from the brand new Orlando restaurant.
Ooh, my friend, what are we making today? Something awesome, I know.
We are making something awesome. This is our gnocchi carbonara, which is our #1 pasta on our menu.
Gnocchi is typically made with potato, but these pasta pillows use ricotta cheese.
So ricotta. So they're very, very light and fluffy. Sometimes the potato ones can be a little chewy.
Chef also prefers to eliminate a common ingredient.
Typically, a carbonara will have a little bit of egg. Ours, we don't put egg in.
No eggs.
So into a smoking hot pan, start with butter and pancetta.
Which is a bacon, but it's not smoked.
Crisp it up a little, then add ready-made gnocchi. Flatten them out so that they brown, which adds texture.
Bada bing.
Next, add chicken stock to puff them up a little bit. Then a mixture of cream, white wine, and garlic.
Those gnocchi are kind of ecstatic right now.
They're
having a good day.
After it reduces, add slow roasted chicken.
What seasonings does Cooper's Hawk use that's a secret no more, because you're telling me?
This is very, very unsecret. It's salt and fresh ground black pepper.
Sweet.
Warm up the chicken, add peas, and a pinch of sage.
And we're gonna let all that come together. Bring it on, bring it on.
Finally, put half of the cheese in the pan and sprinkle the other half on top.
So you want to garnish that?
Yes. I'm very good at garnishing, aren't I?
Beautiful. You're a great garnisher.
For that perfect bite, do not skip out on the pancetta.
I think we're gonna be lifelong friends.
That's okay.
With your Chef's Kitchen, I'm Allison Walker.
Didn't that look delicious? All right, so now you're probably wondering, I want that recipe. I want to make that for dinner. Well, no worries, we've got you covered. You can print out this recipe online. Also there, you can get some web exclusive video explaining what juicy fruit gum has to do with the wine that the chef chose. Just head to our website right now, mynews13.com/chefskitchen.
where shopping is a pleasure. Visit us at Publix.com.
Attention! What you're about to see is absolutely against the law, unless it's absolutely true. Bring any trade to Orlando Kia and get up to $7,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for it toward the purchase of any new Kia in stock. Drive home a new 2015 Kia Sorento SUV LX for just $179 per month. And if you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit.
I'm Victor Oladipo of the Orlando Magic, and we want to see you
and a Kia.
From Orlando Kia, east, west, and north.
Are you living the Florida lifestyle? Or is poor vision standing in your way? See what you've been missing with LaserView's Custom Care LASIK. LaserView is Central Florida's first and finest LASIK vision correction center.
If you've been thinking about vision correction, come sit down with me and we'll talk about your options.
And with 100% financing available, you can afford to live without glasses and contacts. LaserView helps you focus on what's important. Schedule your free Custom Care LASIK consultation with Dr. Magruder today.
Now, through Memorial Day at Lightstyle of Orlando, buy any light from our entire inventory and get a second light 50% off. Thousands of lights to choose from at Lightstyle. Chandeliers and pendants. Buy one at regular price, get one at half price. Bath lights, lamps, and outdoor lanterns. Buy one light and the second light is 50% off. Now through Memorial Day at both Lightstyle of Orlando showrooms.
Come and make Mom's dream come true today at Regal Tile with a brand new kitchen during the month of May. Yes, you heard that right. All throughout the month of May, starting at just $1,459. Financing is also available. We celebrate Mom because she deserves it. Call now 407-277-7977, 407-277-7977, or access regaltile.com. Certain restrictions apply.
Breaking news happening.